Are you actually serious? Actually, my headphones just keep becoming disconnected and it's starting to get on my nerves. So, literally on stream, I'm not even joking, I have to reorganize these headphones because they keep getting wrapped around my chair and they get connected to some sort of thing and so annoying. Anyways, I have to do this on chat. It literally just started bugging me like an hour ago and I have to fix it. I hate how annoying wired things have the likelihood to be. Like, seriously. Wired things just have the tendency to be the most annoying things in recorded history. I am not even joking. I'm on the floor now trying to clean up this wired mess, if you will, because of how annoyingly messy these things decide they want to be. I think that's about as good as I can get it for now. I'll finish the job later. I have a live to get to, and that's it. There we go. We're back up. Please, no. Oh, no, please. Are you serious? Like, actually? Come on. Work for me. Got it wrapped yet again. So, well, we're back down trying to clean up the mess that is these wires. Yep. I hate to start out a gardening stream like this, but I forgot that when untangling wires, you have to move your headphones with the wires, which sucks, because I really wish that there was a way around this, but I don't have Bluetooth set up on my computer, which sucks. Welcome in, everyone. I forgot to say that. I am too busy trying to clean up the mess that is my headphones on the floor. It's about as good as I can get it. And now I have to reconnect these to my headset. And there we go. We should be good now. All right. We're in. That is about as good as I can get it. And we're comfortably in. What's going on, the Analytic Gardener? You are early today. You were the first one in the chat, besides me saying hi about 24 hours before the stream began. So welcome in, everyone. We are talking about gardening tonight. There will be an open panel later. We just got to stick around for that one. That'll occur, just not quite yet. I just want to give a quick little announcement that I am so, and I mean so sorry that you cannot like my videos. I don't know what is going on. Literally, I keep this video had 4 likes last night, right? And now it's down to 1. So I don't know what's going on. I'm suspecting it's like them going through the little purge cycle again, like they do around this time of year every year. It's Halloween, so scary things like removing likes and stuff like that. So it's not that terrifying. Trust me, I've been through way worse on this sort of stuff, like the UI changes. Oh, those things, they're hideous the first 2 weeks of having them. You gotta trust me on that one. Like, you cannot deny that some of the changes they made just make things look more hideous than originally. But other than that, though, I think I'm doing pretty good tonight. So if you click the like on the stream and it doesn't go up, you're not alone. A lot of people are witnessing similar events. It's not just you. It's also me. I can't like any videos. I don't get notifications anymore. Notifications just breaking. I don't know if that's just me, but like I used to be getting like 20 to 30 when I woke up at like 5. And now I'm only getting like 4 to 6 when I wake up at 5. That is genuinely absurd. Even though I know it's overnight, but like a lot of the channels I watch come from all over the world. So there's a lot of other things going on with YouTube's notification system. It was already scuffed to begin with. It just got more scuffed as time proceeded. Now, either way, welcome into the chat, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good night. If you see... Oh, I forgot to turn it on. There's a banner right here which has all the commands. So if you type weather followed by your zip code, so for me that'll be weather 06068, it will drop your weather. And then we have the next one, which is exclamation chickens. That'll give you the list of my chickens names from the pet flock, all of them, not just the ones I currently have, which does exceed the 200 character limit, but I was able to type more than 200 characters. That's pretty cool. And then if you type, I believe it is, I need to wait for, oh, it's 92. You can get your channel link dropped. And that's that. Your channel link shall be dropped in the chat just by typing that 2-number phrase. I made it as easy as possible. Some channels make you type like gibberish and all the most random characters. I just say, just type 92 and there's your channel link. It's right there in the chat. And it's going to be able to use by everyone. If I happen to get more than 20 people in the chat consistently, I might reduce the amount of people that can use that command, but Not until that happens, which won't be for a good while. Either way, how's everyone's afternoon been? Now, I want to start off with the gardening question of the day, which I just wrote gardening question of the day. I thought I wrote the question here, but it looks like didn't work. So the gardening question of today, I'll put it up in just a second, is rate your spring garden from 1 to 100. We're not doing 1 to 10. We're not doing 1 to 5. We're doing 1 to 100 this year. So how was the spring garden this year? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it horrendous? Or was it the best season you've ever had? Yep, that is right there. 92, and your channel link will be dropped. So how good was the season? Rated from 1 to 100. I'd give it personally like a 66 or 67 because, yeah, the season was not right this year. Last year was great. I would have rated last year about an 80 because we didn't have a lot of rain, but it was still a memorable season at least. We got plenty of gourds last year with a total coming in at 95. This year's total came in at 44. And we planted the same number of gourds, if not more, this year than last year. So that right there was truly a disappointment if I don't say so myself. The fall garden is coming up in just a couple weeks. I already have some of that stuff planted. I have the video releasing, let me check my list, Wednesday. So expect that video either Wednesday or Thursday. I have an entire list prepared for all the videos that need to be dropped sometime in the next couple of weeks. And either way, yes, as I said in my chicken camera highlights video this morning, I am going back to doing these streams for 4,000 hours. Expect them consistently again, as achieving a goal does not come within your comfort zone. That's at least what I think personally. You need to go outside of the comfort zone, which for me personally is doing more live streams. So cool. I'm just looking at the new virtual backgrounds feature. They have a lot of them. Let's see. What's this one? We got a fruit salad next one. That was the tropical summer one I just did. So yeah, this is the gardening question of the day. Anyone else in the chat, if you want to rate how your gardening season was, I'll leave this question up for the next like 20 to 30 minutes to see if anyone else pops into the chat how their gardening season was this year. Because for me personally, as I said, 66 to 70 because of how much rain there was. It hindered the amount of plants we were able to grow this year, which just sucked, like horribly sucked. The gourds were reduced. We weren't even able to plant any pumpkins because of how saturated the grounds were at times in the season when I actually wanted to get around to planting them. And then we had the rain all of July. There were some days in July where we got 4 to 6 inches of rain. I think we got close to 19 inches of rain back in July. Yep, hopefully that is the case. I'm hoping to do a Trivia Tuesday tomorrow. I want to do a live every day this week. I want to get back up onto track. I want to get out from the underground and back to above ground levels in terms of how my live stream schedule is. Because do you want to know how hard it was to rebound from my massive hiatus? Because I was like literally addicted to posting shorts daily. Because you'd post them and that dopamine hit of them getting 1,000, 2,000 views kicks in, and oh my gosh, I must post them every day. That's basically what happened for the entire winter. And the winter was a little bit, I wasn't in the best place this winter. I'll say that. That's for sure. This winter is just not the greatest winter in general. But once we got closer and deeper into the spring, I felt more motivated to start posting more. And then I announced that on May 1st, those uploads would be back. And I did not break that promise for once. I did take one hiatus in late June, and that was because my camera just went missing. I don't know what happened to it. I've still not found it. So I got myself a new one, and we're back. And I think the biggest break I've ever taken was about 2 days since late June. Because we're back up on that grind. We're dusting ourselves off, and that live stream grind is returning for those hours. Because supposedly live streams can get you a lot of hours. It's just, it depends on how many people want to show up into those lives. Typically, I can get about 4 to 6 as a peak and sustain around 2 to 4 for the entirety of the stream. Either way, hope you guys are doing good today. Yeah, it's just been a really long and rough day today. And yeah, I did get some nice pumpkins and tomatoes in the spring. Yeah, but there was a lot of squash this year that could have went nicely, but like the squash in my area just didn't go well. I don't know what it was. It was just a lot of people were complaining about their squash not growing. The closest thing I grew to a squash was a gourds, and they didn't do too hot this year. I did that harvest already. it was just not a good season for the Gourds. And I don't know what it really was about those Gourds. They just decided they were going to slack off and decide to not do anything. So, yeah, we didn't get a lot of Gourds. So, that sucked. What's going on with Native Cherokee? 70. I don't remember the 70 being at the end of the name, though. And also, for whatever reason, I can't click on your channel right now. I was about to go over there and drop your link, but you can just type 92, because this, like, weird, like, list of, like, emojis and stuff is in my way, blocking it. They're just making a lot of weird changes. Like, I don't know if any of you guys have yet clicked the like on the stream. You see, the reason I don't get a lot of likes on my videos is because I don't say, oh, you should like and subscribe every second, because I don't love shoving that sort of stuff down your throats. It's just, I just get right to the point. Unless I really, really spent a lot of time on that video. Then, of course, you know, gotta say like and subscribe every 8 minutes or so. I just figured I'd just check in and see how everyone's doing. So the Gourds didn't do well either this year. Yeah, I will say the Gourds just, they didn't do good at all this year for a lot of people. I planted them in July, which is probably a part of the equation. If I harvest them around this time, which, oh my, it would be so much better, except we've gotten like 3 frosts so far this year, so they would be dead. I am hoping to get back out in the garden and see if anything is still there for the Gourds. We haven't seen a single freeze. Coldest we got was 37 so far. However, looking at the future outlook as far as weather is concerned, doesn't show the brightest, doesn't really want to show the brightest future for us, unfortunately, because it looks like we can officially indent it into our heads that the season is over, because on Monday the 23rd, a low of 28 degrees shall be upon us. And that will suck. Horribly. I don't want it to be this cold already. Our record low for November, I need to check it again. It is, I think it's like 20 or something like that. It is 18. It was our record low, set in 2020, because that year we got that massive October snowstorm that came in with, I believe the hurricane was like Hurricane Zeta or something like that. It brought in a winter storm with it. The two attached, basically, and then moved into the northeast. Bam. And, yep. Started out with some rain and a little bit of gusty winds as the storm tracked in the form of a nor'easter. If you guys know what a nor'easter is, it's like an off-coast storm. It likes to go around us, really, and then up into Canada and Maine and those sort of places. That was sort of like that storm, except it brought along a little bit of a snowstorm with it. So that snow was in the right place at the right time, because it slammed right into us and brought us around 5 inches of snow. Some areas are wrong. The other side of the state got nearly 6 inches of snow, which is pretty cool. I mean, I'd take 6 inches of snow, not complaining, but 2020, 2021 was one crazy snow season. Yep, 28 is pretty chilly for this time of year. Once we get into the winter, though, 28 is about the temperature you'd be seeing on a good day in the middle of January. Negative 17 degrees Fahrenheit is definitely pretty cold. Oh, I need to tell my siblings to be quiet real quick. I'll be right back in just a second. Yo, guys, could you be quiet? I'm trying to do a live in here. Guys, please, I'm begging of you, be quiet. Take that somewhere else, please. Alright, I'm so sorry about that, but as I was saying, negative 17 was crazy. I think it was minus 18 here was what we got from that big one. And then last winter, yeah, it was crazy for all the wrong reasons. It was crazy because of how cold it was, and then crazy because of how lackluster it was. There was like no snow. We got December 11th to 12th, and then we got the next one, which happened in right at the end of January, then Winter Storm Piper, then the March nor'easter. That's about 4 inches of snow. That's it. That's all you got last season. Zone 7B. Wow. 7B is just... that is crazy. I'm in 6A. We're right on the border between 5B. Sometimes I wonder if I'm actually in 5B. Oh yeah, they are. They're quite the annoyance, especially considering how young they are. They decide they want to, scream at the top of their lungs and emphasize themselves, especially because, little siblings all fighting with each other and all that whatnot. So, of course, they got to make sure everyone knows that they exist in the 30-mile radius. And that right there can be annoying if necessary. So yeah, trust me, it's not the greatest experience having to listen to ear-shattering screams on a daily basis. It's not something good. It's something that might annoy you as time proceeds. So yeah, that right there is why we never have company over at our house. That's a good reason. And the chickens barely even like that. Like, I'd be doing these live chicken cameras, right? And like you can hear them complaining about the noise. Also partially maybe the light, but the light's not in there for too long to disorient them, and it's so uncommon that like it doesn't really do a lot to them. It's just the loud sounds from the outside. And when the door opens, like this morning, 5:35 a.m. going out to the bus, right? And I was going out to the bus with my hot chocolate in one hand and my bag on my back. My rooster Falcon decided to start crowing, and I wait around 5 minutes for the bus to pull up. And for those 5 minutes, I had to witness his ear-shattering crows. And I do this every morning because, you know, I am the second person to get on that bus in the morning, and the routes are trash, like literal trash. And starting time at 7 is a little bit overwhelming, which is why my live stream schedule has been scuffed since the end of summer. Is because of this start time. 7 a.m.? I'm sorry, that's a little bit rough on me. If you guys know me, I love waking up late. I love sleeping in. I think waking up at 5 is fine. I could do it easier than waking up at 8, but it's still quite annoying. Yeah. So other than that, school year's been going pretty uneventful, literally. It is like literally the same as last year, except with like a couple more kids thrown into the mix. That's it. Literally nothing else has happened. Except there's like 506 kids instead of like 450. That's it. It's just not it's just so uneventful that it's like not even anything worth detailing. Like, I sort of just exist there. I clock in at 7 a.m., do my work, get all my homework done, go back home, film videos. I have a whole life outside of school. I don't do a lot with school. That's because I have this channel, and I love focusing on this channel, my other channels. And I don't know if you guys heard, but I started on my brand new channel a little while ago. I'm sorry that I didn't post this week, this Monday, but trust me, it's coming soon. The More to Chicken channel. And then we have the Chicken Vlogs channel, which posted its vlog on Thursday. And already got a video with 5,000 views somehow. We're already nearing 10,000 on that channel. And then I started posting on King Chicken a long time ago. 11 grandchildren. I'm used to little ones. Oh. The ones we have here are all below the age of 12. So they're quite the annoyance, if you get what I'm saying. The 11-year-old one's chill. He just doesn't do a lot. But then we're talking the 8-year-olds, and they're the most obnoxious children you'll ever meet. Like, that's why I don't do lives a lot, because I have to go up in the other recording studio with my bad microphone on my phone. But down here, it just captures all the noise. That's how good my microphone is, man. It's definitely a step up from my last microphone. That's for sure. That's for pretty much sure. But either way, back to gardening talk, of course. We came to the stream to talk about gardening. We've gone 70 minutes with talking barely about gardening. So I'll start it up with a quick question again. Let me modify this question again. So what was your favorite plant this year? And I'm already misspelling everything. So what was that favorite plant that you planted this year? What was it? Was it like your collards? Was it your peas? Was it your gourds? Was it your pumpkins? Was it your summer squash? What was that favorite plant that you planted this year? For me personally, I gotta go probably with either the tomatoes or that sunflower. That sunflower was just crazy. It just decided it was gonna spawn in out of nowhere, and it just clocked in the middle of August, bloomed as per usual, and it was just such a great little plant. It survived. It's dead now because I ripped it out the other day when doing the fall cleanup, which wasn't featured on the video because my camera decided it wanted to be a little bit annoying. Because as I said in that video, GoPro battery life is literally horrible. What's going on, Sucks, in the garden? Yeah. What's going on, Lucas Outdoors? Your message will appear in just a second. I'm waiting here. What's going on? Congratulations on 130 subscribers. You posted that. The comment was hidden, but because I'm smart enough to always check the newest first constantly, I knew there was something there. So that's how I can find all those hidden comments, is by going through the comments section, newest first, held for review, all that whatnot. I will be sure to add all the channels I trust here to the whitelisted list, which will allow you to post your subscriber accomplishments without having to worry, which is good. So what was that good plant that you planted this year? What was it? Was it your, as I said, it was like, even if you don't do gardening, what's your favorite plant that you want to plant if you're going to start up a garden? What is that one plant that you'd start up from? If you're starting up from fresh, what is that one plant? Maybe it's like tomatoes, collards, as I said, maybe cucumbers, gourds, Alaskan peas, yeah. Alaskan peas and Malabar spinach. Yeah, spinach does pretty good. It doesn't do terrible. It just doesn't do good either up here. I've never had a successful year with spinach. I've had a couple successful years with corn. I wouldn't really classify this year as a successful year with corn, really. I got like 12 cobs, and none of them were edible. Although I will say for certain that one, like, some of those corn plants were pretty good though. We were able to only have like one. The rest were chicken feed, and they loved it. You could just tell by their reaction that they loved that sort of stuff. Yeah, I got to 130, and then I lost 3. Oh, that is something that us YouTubers have to deal with. Trust me. It used to enrage me, but now it doesn't even bother me. I don't even notice it. Broccoli for the fall, yeah. The fall broccoli is such a great time, but unfortunately, it has to sometimes. But yeah, broccoli here, it's pretty cool. We only did it for 1 season. I want to start up a 2nd season. I just need to clear out the garden in time next year. Next year will be a much bigger garden. But yeah, as I was saying, though, YouTube does do playing around with that numbers, especially when you get good views on them shorts, because you get a good performing short, like you gotta get that good performing short, and then everything just bombs out from under there. Like literally everything just does horribly. Oregon sugar pod peas. Yeah, so peas, basically. Those are some pretty nice plants. I've never had a really good year with peas, unfortunately. I don't think I'll ever have a good year with peas, to be honest. I think they're all going to be bad for like the next couple years, unless I do an indoor. I want to see how it works inside. I've never done that before. Yeah, sometimes YouTube does automatically do that if some people don't comment on videos. And sometimes they just straight up remove the subscription. Like, a comment on one of my recent videos said that they had to resubscribe because it's just like that. YouTube just keeps deleting the subscribers, and it's quite annoying if you're a YouTuber and you want to keep growing, but then it hinders your ability. Cool, you got back from the soccer game. I don't do sports, unfortunately. I mean, I used to play like baseball and soccer and basketball. I used to be really good at those things. I'm still pretty good at basketball, though. I could probably still perform somewhat decent in those games, but I don't really play a lot of sports because I have a lot of other things to work on in the background. Yeah, it's so confused by that. Yeah, I don't know why most channels can get away with like not needing anyone to comment on their videos. Like if it required everyone to comment, like everyone that subscribed to comment on their videos, I think just about all the bigger YouTubers that have like 200 million subscribers would only have like 160 or 180,000. Minus those scam bot comments, then it might be closer to 3 million. But that's pretty much it. Yeah. There were people I knew subbed to, but I don't. But yeah, that's just something that we have to deal with as YouTubers, that people will unsubscribe. Although it's not typically anything personal. It's just them being like weird. Oh wow, that's pretty bad. Oh wow, I did not mean to word it like that. You probably did pretty good though. I'll give you that. Having dinner right now. My chickens get a lot of garden foods, raw meat, and the feed grain mixture. Growing a lot next spring. Yep. Growing a garden for the chickens is a pretty smart idea. And at the end of the season, what you can do is rip out all those toxic plants, and you can let the chickens get to the rest of them, and they will enjoy those plants, and they will help you get fertilizer for the up and coming season. We did that a couple years ago, and it worked perfectly fine. Don't worry, you guys will improve. I just mark my words. Yeah, can't seem to grow spinach. It's just something that refuses to grow in some growing zones, and must be the soil or the acidity or the pH level or something like that in the soil. Has to be something along those lines because everyone seems to be having issues with some form of a plant this year. I don't know what it could possibly be. Could be anything really, but a lot of people are seeming to have a lot of issues with gardening and a lot of gardening things in general. So yeah, unfortunately that is going to be the case. You can't grow everything in your garden, no matter how hard you try. That is why up here in the Northeast, we get that second shot in an indoor garden. Where there, the temperature is more temperate, because unless like your boiler or furnace fails in the winter, it'll be all the same temperature for the winter, and it'll help you improve the gardening. You can adjust things if necessary, and you can keep your house at a steady temperature that'll allow for good growth. Can't do that for the outdoors. Unless you grow in a greenhouse that has heat and ventilation, then you can't really do that, unfortunately. It's something you can't really control. Anyways, now I'm going to open up the panel for anyone that wants to try to join. Yep, we all will keep trying at growing. And no matter how hard no matter how hard the garden wants to throw us back, we will keep on rebounding and we'll get back up to the top eventually. Yeah. I'm trying to grow some Viroflay spinach. I'm probably butchering that name. Hope it germinates. Yeah, I hope it does germinate. Because, well, one thing's to germinate, right? But, like, a lot of things don't because they just decide they don't want to. Which is unfortunate, but it does have to be the case a lot of the times. Yep, we have to keep trying, dust ourselves off if we have a failing moment. And don't give up. Don't give up, man. That's one thing. If you're trying to succeed in a goal, you don't want to give up because that'll set you back to ground zero. If you want to set yourself back very little, you want to keep on trying. That's the one thing that you could keep doing and continue in that growing. Sorry, that iced tea is too good, man. Gotta love that iced tea. What's going on, Brampton Garden? It's been a little while since I've heard your name in the community. I don't know what's going on. I just haven't heard your name a lot. But welcome back to the channel. Hope your day's been doing good. We're talking about gardening today, obviously, if you couldn't already tell. And all the special commands are detailed down in the scrolling bar, and it doesn't take a long time to complete it. So if you miss something, it'll always replay. And I will keep replaying it for future streams to come for new viewers coming in. Either way, though, what's going on, Miss Shirley? OG Gardener. I've been in a couple of your lives. Unfortunately, YouTube decided they wanted to just break all the notifications, so I didn't get the notification for your latest Thursday stream, which is why I couldn't find it. But I've gone into most of them. Regardless of if I chat or not, I'm most of the time there, just lurking in the background. Yep, what's going on, everyone? Welcome in, welcome in. There's some nice people in here tonight, and yeah, hope everyone's doing good. And I hope YouTube's been treating all you guys well, because they've just been screwing up a lot of things lately. I'll just say that. Like, seriously, this new ad blocker thing, I don't know if you guys have gotten it yet. I haven't. I've been fortunate enough to be included in that deal later. It's been affecting a lot of people that use ad blocker. So basically me. I hate to admit it. But yeah. It has to happen, though. If I want to show support financially, I just view it on my mobile phone where I can't have that sort of stuff. So it just plays ads anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much all I do. And I run playlists a lot in the background. If I have to go... Look, basically, if I have to go and do something, I'll just leave a playlist running in the background. If I'm going into the car, I'll hop into the car, turn it on. Not really turn it on, but like, I'll turn on the, the Apple CarPlay, the Android Auto. I'll turn that stuff on, run a playlist there. It's really useful to be able to do all that sort of stuff because, yeah, it does allow me to watch and help support. I've actually helped a lot of people. I probably watched close to 400 hours on a lot of people's playlists just in the last month or so. So yeah, thanks for the shout out yesterday. I haven't seen it yet. don't know if you like at mentioned or if you like or if you just like shared a video or something like that, but like, oh well, it appears as if it decided it wanted to do the very cool, very funny thing where here I'll show you. It's a glitch. Don't worry, it's just a glitch. And I'll show you how to fix it. You see how this right here is like not highlighted, like I can't click on these right here. It's a common glitch and it can easily be fixed by like editing it. So that's why I didn't get the notification. Yeah. Yeah, I have YouTube Premium on the TV. I don't have YouTube Premium. I don't have that money right now, but I will eventually get it once YouTube starts destroying ad blockers. I will get YouTube Premium. That's the one thing I'll do for ad-free experiences, and because they're putting like 4K behind that sort of stuff. And I love watching my 4K videos, man. Yep. What's going on, everyone? Yeah, it's been a good, long day. I don't know about everyone else, but like, I've been killing my garden recently because it needs to be removed because it's basically all dead. I don't know if any of you guys take clippings from your plants when they're ready to go. Like, I take clippings. Personally, last year I did a clipping from a pepper plant, and it survived all the way up until around January. I'm planning on doing at least 1 or 2 clippings of one of my red or orange peppers. Hopefully, goes all to plan. What's going on, Big Feathers Farm? The man, the myth, the legend, the man who created the Rooster short that got 10 million views. And then all the mice series where like those all got like 5 million views combined or something like that. I don't remember off the top of my head. What's going on, everyone? Hope you all are doing hope you all having a fantastic day. You're not a big gardener. Don't worry. A lot of people aren't big gardeners. I don't consider myself at all to be a big gardener, as a matter of fact. I only plant about like 150 plants a year, which I sound like I'm saying, oh, that's a lot of plants, but trust me, compared to a lot of other people's gardeners, who are like the big guys with like the 150,000 subscribers, the the veggie boys or whatever they're called, the big farming channels, they have acres and acres, double the size of this farm in cornfields alone. They're like potato patches, like the size of my house. Yep, he's always open with the chicken short ideas. A lot of people love giving out shorts, ideas, and suggestions. I come up with them on the spot, really, if I need an idea for the day. But yeah, he reached 50,000 actually pretty recently, I believe. Yep, I believe he hit 50K. 50.3K. So he has been doing really well recently. Playing some stuff just not as I don't plant as much as they do. They have fields and fields of just tomato plants. Like, they do a lot of things. 4-minute video about my indoor gardening for the winter. Brought it all inside. We don't grow in pots unless it's the indoor winter garden or starting out the spring garden in February or March. That is when we start growing in pots because they have to be transplanted in and out of there. However, we do use like biodegradable pots to put them in the ground. It's easy to use the biodegradable pots. It's easy, and and they basically turn into soil. But the downside is you can't move them inside, so you have to like rip them out of the ground, or you have to take clippings. And only some of the plants will allow you to take the clippings. Some of them decide how annoying they want to be. Sorry, man. These French fries are pretty good. Actually, pretty good tonight. Yep. I love these French fries, man. But either way, yeah. I will see if I can link that into the chat real quick. If anyone wants to go pop that out in a new tab and go show some support. Got 6 views in the last hour, which, believe it or not, that's actually more than I get sometimes. I'll plop it right into the chat. Right there. If anyone wants to go pop that open in a new tab, maybe give it a watch while you're, maybe like mute this live and then go over there. If you're on mobile, you can bookmark it for later, and then yeah. What am I having for dinner now? I'm having some fries, and a burger. That's what I'm having right now. I'm having a nice homemade burger. It's really good. I love the burgers that we make over here. I'm up to potting right now. Yeah, the deer in the garden. Deer are just so annoying. Like, they have the tendency to just be like the nuisance animal that decide, like, oh, I'm gonna take this person's foliage off their tomato plants. That was what happened to me last year, and Yeah, that was quite the annoying thing that happened. I only use containers when they need to be moved, mainly tropicals. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of tropical plants don't make it up here in the Northeast because of our fluctuating temperatures. I know down further south, once you get into the upper growing zones, the temperatures fluctuate considerably less. So, like, you start getting lows in the 40s in, like, November and December, and typically in the summer months, you get pretty decent temperatures. All right, let's see if that glitch got fixed, because you just said you gave me a shout out. Let me hop on over there and see if that bug has been fixed. Oh, it's still there. No, it sometimes does take a little bit. It does sometimes take that a little bit. To refresh, but I'll see if why it's not working. Yeah, gotta go get the boomstick out. All right, pretty cool. You're here. Need to get 2 fences to reach. Need to get over 2 fences to reach the plants and the trees. Yeah, the plants and the trees are some of the deer love attacking, especially down in Virginia where my grandparents are. They have like peach trees and apple trees down there. They have a nice garden down there, beautifully arranged in the suburban area. And unfortunately, they have to deal with deer because they're right next to the woods. And when they have to deal with those deer, it loves to get to them. And so no matter how much they try to cage up those plants, they keep getting in, they keep jumping the gate. And over here, they're much worse. They are miles worse over here. What they do is they'll like jump the gate. They will do anything to get a nice snack out of the garden. They try their absolute hardest. Deer is everywhere. And that right there is why hunting is important. Get your hunter's license, man. Don't be afraid to be out there in deer season and trying to reduce the population just a little bit. So that way you can help maintain sustainable. That way you can help maintain a sustainable ecosystem. That is completely okay. All right. Yep, and those deer will keep getting to the plants, unfortunately. And there's nothing much we can do about them except hope and pray that we don't have to deal with them. What's going on, Nico? What's going on? I haven't seen you in a long time. The last time I saw you was Halloween 2022 in person, and this is the first time I've seen you since the 4-hour video dropped a couple of months ago. It has been a good while, but yeah, it's been pretty nice seeing you recently. Over 209 deer in a field. I go slow when driving after the dark. Oh, that is bad, especially if you drive a smaller sedan or small SUV down the street, and then you're just driving at the speed limit. Consider it's 35 miles an hour. And you're driving down the street in your nice car, and that nice car gets its entire front demolished, its windshield gets destroyed, all because that one deer just has to sit in the middle of the road. Like, it runs away whenever it hears a twig snap, but then he just has to just stand on the road when a truck is barreling at them at like 40 miles an hour. Like, absolutely nothing is happening. It's so annoying. You have a hunter's heaven out there. Solely container garden because I'm a renter. One day I'll have an in-ground garden in my own property. That's pretty cool. It's really nice to have your own property because then you can grow basically whatever you feel like, as long as it's legal. There's some plants that aren't illegal, that aren't legal here, and you obviously know which ones I'm talking about. So yeah, they do have some regulations as to what you can plant here and what you can plant in other states. So before you plant your garden, take a look at those regulations, because sometimes we don't even know we're planting illegal plants. Yep. A property will be nice to have one day. And I noticed you've been doing really well on that potato harvest video that you put out a couple months ago, I believe. You put out that video on, I think, like late August. It got 12,000 views. A lot of potato harvests do really well on YouTube. Can't really say the same for mine, though. None of my videos do too good. They do decent, though. Recently, I've been doing better. Oh, my. You seem to know exactly what plant I'm talking about. But there are tons of other illegal plants that aren't completely normal. It's crazy how much promoting they do. Like, seriously. YouTube's all about YouTube's basically the lottery sometimes. Like, you could put in hours upon hours of work in your video, like 22 hours for that duck documentary all week last weekend, the week before, got 2 likes and 75 views. But then I could post. I have a new video coming out tomorrow. That's gonna take like under an hour to make. Bam, that one could be the one. How do you use Ant-Man? I don't know. Plenty of land over here. Go whatever you want. Yeah. Northeast has a lot of great land out there. Unfortunately, however, the deer, the regulations, and the worst part about the land up here in the Northeast, all worse than any of that sort of stuff. You want to know what it is? It's those rocks that are underground, like 2 feet below. It makes it almost impossible to put in a fence. Like, you'd just be trying to dig with that auger into the ground, but you come across a rock, and you have to dig that rock out of the ground. It is just very annoying to do that sometimes. Like, those rocks will sometimes make or break the fence that you're trying to put in. So, always make sure to know what you're digging before you begin working on a fence in the Northeast, because trust me, those rocks are bound to ruin your day. They try their absolute hardest to do so. But yeah, make sure that rocks be ruining your day, and always dust yourself off of his head and get right back to work as soon as you can, because that's the one thing that'll be able to keep your fence from being built, is not putting in the work. What's going on, Outdoors Gang? What is going on? I haven't seen you in the chat for a while, but what's going on? There's a lot of people that help run that channel over there. I've seen a lot of people out there on Outdoors Gang. They're a really nice channel. You should go check them out. And so it's the deer. If they get in, just saying, I have live cameras everywhere. Oh yeah, I'm ready for the coyotes as well. If I see coyote on those trail cameras, man, it is hunting time out there, because we don't want those things getting to the chickens like they did back in July and August, I think. I think it was late July we lost our last chicken to the coyotes. Although recently something's been getting to the farm flock. We lost 2 chickens. And I haven't even checked today, so it could have been a 3rd one. I don't know. I swear if we lost another one today, I'm going to be really disappointed. Unfortunately, though, that is going to be likely the case over the course of next week. Something just wants to get to them. Have you ever been shot lightning? I have. Have you ever shot lightning before? I have taken videos of lightning. I think I might have taken 1 picture of lightning before. It wasn't a good picture, but it was at least a picture of lightning. Yeah, the deer will get in everywhere. The trail cameras are really helpful for pointing out what type of deer you have out there on the property and on the range. It's really nice to have a trail camera, and they're not too expensive, like $20 to $30. And looking at all the stupid things deer do in front of the camera, you can make a whole compilation on your channel. I'm probably going to put out the cameras again, probably do a 2nd compilation before the end of the month, probably early next month. I don't know, really. All fair game when it crosses the fence, yep. Basically, that right there is what you want to do. Yeah, you can't spell. That's fine. That is completely fine. I can't really spell either, if I'm being completely honest. We're getting pretty close to an hour on the stream. We're at 43 minutes. I'm probably going to keep going to about an hour. But I'm starting to get pretty tired, and I'm going to probably have my dinner soon. So yeah, I hope everyone's having a good time on the stream so far. I'm trying to do the best as I can to keep you guys entertained around here. But either way, I don't know. I'm going to do a 3rd question on the gardening chat here. I'm going to put up that 3rd question that I want to see if I want to see if anyone's going to answer it. It's going to be a surprise. I'm not going to say it before I type it, so you're just going to hear my computer typing for me real quick. Oh my, I already misspelled something there. Of course I spelled you, Y-P-U, because of course you have to do that when you're me. What would you improve in the garden next year? What is something you wish you could improve for your garden in the next preceding year? Have you ever been spotlighting before? I have not. I don't know what that is, unfortunately. But I will say, Being able to improve the garden next year is something we all need to learn how to do. If you haven't yet started taking action and starting to try to improve the garden, then you should. It's something I'd obviously recommend, as it helps people improve, see what they're doing wrong, so that they can help improve for the next preceding year. It's something that helps us out a lot as gardeners and helps us grow as gardeners. So what is that one thing you wish you could improve next year? Maybe it's getting rid of a plant. Maybe it's adding another plant. Maybe it's using a different type of soil. Maybe it's really anything in general. For me, it's going to be adding more plants and making sure that I know the climate of the area before planting those plants, and also testing the soil a little bit. Alright, that's fine. I'll go game. Goodbye. Good night. So what is that one thing we have to improve next year? Or by Lucas Outdoors. So yeah, there's a lot of things we can help improve in the garden. What is that one thing you'd like to improve next year, though? As the next year that we can improve. There's a lot of things we can improve in a year. But as I said, improving the amount of plants we planted, the quality of the harvest. And also, yeah, drip irrigation. More of everything and better drip lines. I haven't used the drip irrigation at all this year. I'm being completely real. No use for the drip irrigation because of the amount of rain we got this year. I didn't get to prep the garden. I usually do the caring family. Too many weeds this year. Oh, yeah, those weeds do be pretty annoying, unfortunately. And they do decide they want to ruin your day. Especially when they're those invasive ones. Those are just horrible little creatures, plants that want to attack your garden for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And trust me, those weeds will attack your garden, and they will try to overshadow all those plants that just really want to be the best of the best, and then those stupid weeds come in and take over. And those weeds, whatever you do, if you see an invasive weed, rip it out as quickly as humanly possible. Yep. Alright, cool. And always remember, if it doesn't get counted, that's completely fine. As long as you left a like and just showed a little bit of support, that's pretty cool. Weeds go in the water and become liquid fertilizer. Yeah, that is true. We don't want those. We turn those weeds and potato beetles and stuff like that into some nice fertilizer for the next year. Because trust me, that fertilizer is gonna be good for the next year once all those weeds and beetles start going in there, and those chickens will help improve it. If you guys don't have chickens, and you're allowed to have them, I'd recommend starting out them, especially if you're planning on expanding your farming or homesteading business even just a little bit. Chickens are a great add, and they will help out your garden. They will help out lifestyle, a lot of things. You'll just notice a drastic improvement of your mental health, specifically once they pass the age of around 18 weeks, when they become really friendly little chickens, and they love you once they get past that age. And yeah, those chickens, they help improve a lot of things: the garden, the landscape, and just the general atmosphere around here. As a matter of fact, if we didn't have chickens here, I don't think this channel would exist, because that's how important the chickens are. There's a lot of those chickens that are really important, like Lovey and Loudmouth and BCT and Mrs. Peepers. Unfortunately, not all of them are still with us, which is sad, but yeah, trust me, those chickens teach you a lot of good lessons. I might make a video talking about some of the lessons that chickens teach you. I'll give you a couple examples. Like, one of those lessons that those chickens will teach you is that life happens, and it kicks, and it hurts. Especially when your chickens die under mysterious circumstances. It's a good example and a good reminder that things happen, but there's an easy way to rebound from them. That's dual-purpose chicken on black Australorp. We don't have big enough nesting boxes for those black Australorps, but we do have big enough nesting boxes for a smaller version of it called the black copper marin, and they lay those chocolate eggs, chocolate-colored eggs. I'll show you. I'm gonna pull up a picture. Here, I'm gonna pull up that picture really quickly of a black copper marin egg, and they are really nice. Here, let's see if I can find one around here. Right here, these are those eggs, and they lay you those nice chocolate dark brown eggs. This is what those roosters look like. This is what those, and these are what you should expect a pullet to look like, and this is what a fully grown hen should look like. You see those copper stripes and those like shiny blue things. They are really nice breeds of chickens. Although, unfortunately, they are a little bit more on the expensive side. So yeah, they are sometimes to $80, depending on the rarity of them in your area. Around here, they're like $9 to $12, so that's pretty good. It is disappointing when a coyote or bobcat does come in. They do still owe me a couple $100 of chickens, though, and ducks. Those coyotes are going to pay that for all those chickens that have passed away recently. Those coyotes are going to, be paying for the fees that it costs in terms of chickens. Yeah, 3 French black marins. Yeah, those black copper marins, I believe they're from France. I don't remember where they're actually from. It could really be anything, but I don't really know, to be honest. So, it could be anything. I need to take a look at it. Where are black copper marins from? I believe they're from France. Yeah, France. That's where the black copper marins originated from. There's a lot of really cool French breeds of chickens out there. Yep. They do need to pay. Those bobcats and coyotes. Bobcats are huge here. Like, you can find some that are 30 or 40, maybe 50 pounds out there. So trust me, those bobcats are chunky. So are those coyotes. You can find them getting up to 60 or 70 pounds. We have those wolf hybrids over here, which is why they're so big. But still, we have normal coyotes that are still that huge, and those coyotes should really start cutting back on that weight, man. Stop eating my chickens and start eating some vegetables. I wouldn't have had an issue if they decided to rob the garden instead of raiding the chicken yard. And on that first attack, they even went around and raided a rabbit nest over the area. Like, those poor little rabbits, they didn't see it coming, and although they were attacking the garden, they didn't really see it coming. Same with Mrs. Peepers, What the Cluck, and all those other chickens. So yeah, the French ones have the feathers down to the legs. I don't know what it is about French chicken breeding, but they're just really good at it. Like, they'll do a really nice job at making sure they have the most attractive and clean-looking chickens. Yeah. Love to find a bobcat kid and raise it as a pet to defend the garden. Yeah, they keep those rabbits and deer out. They're big enough to start hunting big things like deer, but still small enough to be like but still small enough for you to be intimidating to them, so we can knock them back into that place. Unfortunately, they're protected against the law, which is the only reason why we allowed them to keep getting to the chickens. If they weren't all those attacks with, like, maybe even the ducks, I don't remember what could have possibly even happened to attack them, really. The coyotes really need to cut back. Those coyotes are just quite the annoyance. They're the nuisance. They love attacking the garden and all that whatnot. Like, yeah, it's just something crazy that those coyotes love doing. So, yeah. We're getting pretty close to that 1 hour mark, everyone. Thank you guys so much for hanging around. We have 7 more minutes. If anyone wants to hop up on the stream here, that's not the invite link. I had another thing copy pasted, man. If anyone wants to hop up and help make those last 7 minutes about you personally, not me. My channel is specifically made to help everyone grow their garden and their channel. So if anyone wants to pop up into the chat, there it is. Everyone's welcomed. You don't even have to have knowledge about the garden. As long as you're comfortable being up on the chat, you don't even have to have your camera on. As long as you're not going to start a raid in the chat, that's completely fine. You can hop up onto the chat and make the last 7 minutes talking about your channel, maybe talking about the garden season. And I have a question for you guys before I end out the chat. Are you ready for the fall garden? Are you actually ready for the fall garden? Be honest with me. Are you ready for that fall garden? If you're doing that fall garden, are you really ready? Or are you not? Or you're going to be honest, you're going to be like, oh, I'm slacking off. Or you're going to be dishonest and be like, oh, I'm so ready for that season. I'm ready. I was born ready for that season. My middle name is Born Ready for the Fall Garden Season 2023. What do you mean? Just be honest, it's fine. I don't really care. I'm not ready for the fall garden if I'm being completely real there. So yeah. How was the spring garden season? I know I already asked that a little bit earlier on, but some people that didn't see that question being asked have came in since. So how was that spring garden? Was it the best spring garden you've ever had, or was it the worst, or was it right in the middle? For me, that's actually probably my worst spring garden season. 2020 was a great season. A little 14 to 15, 2014 to 2015 Suburban back in 7A was horrible. Like, only because we planted them in the shade. But it was just a bad season to be for having the garden around, unfortunately. And it's been soggy and wet, so I have a lot of cleaning up to do. So yeah, there's a lot of work we have to do before that fall garden begins. And yeah, that fall garden will begin pretty soon. So just remember, you need to be ready for that fall garden. You know, as long as you're like, make sure you're ready for that fall garden, because it'll be a real big kick in the throat if you're not ready for it. Because fall gardening, it's a little bit different than the spring garden season. It's a massive step up from that spring garden. Spring garden's really easy because a lot of the weather does that work for you, but then you have to put in that work for the fall garden, because some of us have to go inside and plant it, like me. I mean, really anyone above like 8B can go outside and start planting that outside. Or really anywhere above 7B, really. I think 8B is pushing it. And I think as long as you get nice weather and not too many frosts in the winter, you should be just fine. You should get used to covering the plants with a tarp and prep the citrus for the overwintering. I don't know what part of pretty sure you're in Washington State. I don't know what part of the state you're in, but if you're in that part of the state, like up on the Cascades where they get a lot of snow, I wouldn't recommend growing that sort of stuff like in ground outside all winter. Me personally, they're saying right now the winter forecast for my area is 30 to 40 inches this winter, and if that's true, then we're in for a nice winter this year. A really, really, really nice winter. Hopefully they're right about that. I'd love some snow. I know a lot of people love snow. So you're probably not up on those Cascades if you're in 8B. And you're probably in that like mild temperate area by like maybe Seattle or something like that, where the weather is fairly mild and it's typically about the same. You get a little bit of snow every now and then, just not a lot. That's really most of Washington State, going into Oregon and portions of Northern California. I know, I said Oregon, not Oregon. It's just the way I pronounce Oregon. Either way, fourth year growing citrus, they're all in pots. They've been fine. We have a lot of spices that could probably last us for about like 4 or 5 years. It's just that we don't pot them. We put them out in the garden sometimes, and it doesn't go too well out there for them. So, yeah, oregano, all that whatnot, keeps the deer away sometimes as well. There's some spices that are just really nice. I'm mild here, but you're in North Carolina, I believe. Yeah, North Carolina. That is a really nice state to be in, because the weather down there is fairly temperate. It's not too bad. And you get limited snow unless you're up in, like, around Asheville or something like that. Then it gets the snow. And then they're getting all that snow up there in the winter. Because they're up on the, Appalachians, and they get plenty of snow up there. I've never been there before personally, but I'd love to go there because of all the mountains. But yeah, if you're getting moral of this live, because we're drawing some conclusions, we have about a minute and a half left live. Moral of the story: if you're not ready for the fall garden, get ready right now. It's gonna be a real big kick in the throat when you're not ready for it. That's basically the moral of the live. So be sure to comment what you thought about this live and what I could do to improve it, because I want to do these more often. I want to get back into doing the live stream. It's a patience thing about live streams. So how would you improve the live? How would you help improve it? We're getting pretty close to that 1 hour mark. Hold on. Yeah, not the mountains. That's pretty good, because the mountains do get a lot of snow, and they're in a lot lower of a growing zone. A lot of the other places are. All right. We're getting right there at the end. So I don't know if anyone has some feedback or if the stream was pretty good. I hope it was at least somewhat enjoyable and made your day at least a little bit better, because some of us spent the entire hour on stream, and some of us have just hopped in right at the end. And for those of you that are going to hop on the last 10 seconds of the stream, I formally apologize. I've done that a lot. I hop in at the last couple seconds. I say hi, and then they're like, "Oh, we're ending the stream, guys. All right, we just reached an hour. I'll just respond to these next couple messages." And someone who's never realized it, but attention all the time. All right. If you can type 92 and then that channel link shall be dropped.